Hello, and welcome to the Ripple Effect. I am Selena. So, today's topic, I'm trying to figure out the title. I'm sure once you watch the video, it'll be up. But I talk about how I recovered from a highly toxic marriage. And I don't know if you've ever felt this way, so I'll just pose the question. If someone has ever treated you so bad, you felt that they deserve all the calamity, all the pain, anything that bad could happen to them, they deserved it. They deserve it. All the things that could be bad. If they walk outside, trip, fall, bust their two front teeth out, yes, they deserved it. And for me, I had gone through such a traumatic experience. I felt that he deserved all the bad things to happen to him. And it had me so angry, and I was just brewing in this anger and frustration. And so I'll tell you one aspect of what he did. And y'all pray for me because I tell you, this transparency is very uncomfortable. Oh my goodness, it's very, very uncomfortable. But I pray that through my transparency, that I am able to encourage just one soul out there to know that God is with you and he cares about you and what you're going through. So, through the marriage, thank God it was short-lived. But early, probably a year before the divorce. Jesus, help me. I don't even have any tissue handy. So he had told me during the time the relationship was over, the marriage was over. I told him, like, this is not working. Everybody, all parties involved need to go their separate ways. I cannot remember what exactly happened at that time. But anyway, it could be a repressed memory. But anyway, so he tells me that this is while we were separated, I guess. Because I'm trying to remember the story accurately. So I believe he left. So he had called me and told me, like, Selena, I just came from the doctors, and they noticed a spot on my lungs, and they're telling me, it looks like it's, it could be cancerous, and I'm gonna have to, go back to the doctors to get them to look at it. And I felt, oh my goodness, the relationship was over, but I didn't want this person to die. I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm not, that much revengeful. I didn't want death upon him. I never wished death, but I just wanted the relationship to be over because it was so toxic. But I felt like, oh my goodness, this person is going to die. Like, oh my, cancer is very serious. Now, mind you, I had told this individual, okay, that I had an aunt who passed away from breast cancer. Okay, so it's already a touchy subject. He already knows that is, something my family had to experience that was very traumatic. I love this aunt. We were very close, and that was a very traumatic experience for me. And I was talking to different people and telling them, hey, like, my ex, this is what's going on. He, the doctor's saying that he could have possible lung cancer, all these other things. And so the advice that I got, pay attention to where you get advice from as well. They were telling me, like, the stress of a relationship ending, could hinder a person's health. You need them to be healthy. You don't want them to go through this situation alone, and all these other things and all these different information that I was getting. So I said, hey, let's reconcile, okay? Let's, put the aspects of our relationship on the back burner, and let's work on you getting your health all together, getting healthy. And so we're working, reconciling, talking to the pastor, having marital counseling, all these things together. So as time passed, say, hey, you need to get your appointment. Cancer is not something you sleep on, okay? You need to make sure you're getting your appointments. Let's go to the doctors. If we need to get a second or a third opinion, we need to get this checked out to see what's going on, to see, having a definitive diagnosis so we can work on treatment and healing, all these other things, And some time had passed, okay? And I'm noticing that he's not going to the doctors. Every time I bring up the subject, he's changing it or saying, hey, don't worry about it. And I'm like, that's an interesting, disposition to have when doctors have said, you may have the big C, not to worry about it, just brush it off, still puffing away, not really concerned about anything. So we ended up having a heated discussion, a disagreement, and an argument. And I was angry because I'm like, don't you care about your life? Don't you care about your health? Why wouldn't you want to find out what's going on or whatever? So come to find out, okay, he never had cancer. He never had an issue with it. It was nothing that the doctors ever saw. Whew, help me, Jesus. I'm trying to pace through this video. Trust me when I tell you. And so, I could not believe that a person would lie about something that not only that everybody knows about, okay, in the entire world, but I personally know about it because my aunt passed away from it. So it was already something that was very traumatic to me, something I was very sensitive to, and he operated in that, knowing that, and told me that, and then was like, oops, JK, not really, I don't really have that. It was simply something or two manipulating me so that we would reconcile the marriage. And so because of that, I felt like this person deserves it all. It all. Anything that Hell's Gates can open up, well, they probably wouldn't give it to him since they are BFFs anyway. That's probably his second home. But I felt like this person deserves it all. And because of that, I realized that it was changing me. Because of this anger, this frustration I was holding on, I did not want to forgive this individual because of the things he did. And trust me when I tell you that's just one of them. And so because of that, I had to pray and say, God, help me to forgive him. Help me to let it go. Because I once heard Joyce Meyers say, let me make sure I quote her right, where she had said, like, it's not about the person deserving your forgiveness. It's about giving freedom to you. Because we will hold on to what people have done to us year after year after year. And it is not damaging the other person. It is damaging us. And we have to be able to let it go. Let it go. I hope this is freeing someone to know, let it go no matter what the person has done. Pray to God and ask God to help you to forgive the person and pray for healing. Because although he lied and said something that was so catastrophic, like who would do that? Like what type of sick individual would do that? And I don't pray. I hope he never gets cancer. I honestly do. I don't want him to be ill or anything bad to happen to him. But I felt like in the time, how could you do that? If that was the place you were operating in, my God, you really need prayer. You really need prayer. And that's what I had to come to figure out. Like, this person really needs prayer. They are so lost. So lost. They are operating like on a 3-watt bulb, like a nightlight. They don't have it all. Because if that's what you are willing to do, I cannot imagine I know how my life was affected. The other people's lives that you were out there destroying, not to mention your own. And so I encourage you, if there is a person, a family member, a cousin, aunt, mother, father, whatever it is, if it's a coworker, a boss, even if it's in a relationship, somebody has done something to you that was detrimental to you, you have to be able to forgive. And don't misunderstand what I'm saying, because the church will have you thinking forgiveness means reconciliation, and it doesn't. It does not. Just because you forgive the person does not mean that they are just welcome back into your life so that they can hurt you more the next time. I do not believe that. And pray about that as well. I know for me, reconciliation, of course not, praise the Lord, was not the best option. But I was able to get to a point of forgiveness that if I ever was to see this individual again, I could hi, bye, if that is what the Lord had placed in my mind. But to be able to be cordial and move on about my business and not let what they did destroy my life. Because some of us are operating from hurt and pain and wishing evil, wishing bad things on another person. And God sees that too. He knows your heart. He knows what you are thinking. And just because you're wishing someone's life to be worse, it doesn't necessarily make your life better. So as always, ladies, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to join the OAC Nation and become an overcomer and confident.